going on, folks? It's Primo Tino and your boy over here, MC Baby Hands. What's good? Welcome, Amalga-Mania, to another segment of Who Dares Wins. We have some really dope combatants today.
We really do. I'm actually very excited for a lot of these battles.
So I think we're just gonna get right into it. I think the first battle that we're gonna go with is the Pride of Universe 11, Jiren, versus what's the proper title I'm looking for?
Blue Superman.
Blue Superman says it all. Gladiator. From
Imperial Guard.
From the Imperial Guard, the Shi'ar Empire.
Imperial Guard.
Pretty much a Superman archetype of the MCU. Particularly through the X-Men continuity. Really dope character. Actually, both of these characters are really dope in their own right. Shown some OP abilities over Jiren over a course of probably the past 2 years. The past 2 years, and Gladiator probably has a couple decades under his belt.
Yeah, he really does.
But I think this was actually a wild card for me because actually Baby Hands over here is the one who presented the battle, and at first I was like, I don't know, but
Tasha, stop laughing.
But the more and more I did my research on Jiren, because mind you, we really don't know a lot about Jiren.
There's not a lot to know.
Yeah, because he just popped up in Dragon Ball Super in the Universal Survival story arc.
Okay.
But he's shown some crazy things in just that little amount of time, like some crazy ass things. Some may beg to differ, but I respectfully disagree. You know what I mean? Being a fan of Dragon Ball, but this is definitely a crazy bout because I feel like they're formidable for each other.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
I agree.
They're definitely formidable for each other. So I'm gonna ask your thoughts on that.
Well, honestly, first before we get into my thoughts on it, conditions. Because
very important. Yes, very important.
And we had to do a rewind, and y'all wasn't ready for that. And we don't want to have to space y'all out with our crazy, editing skills and make it come back. So we'll just drop the conditions beforehand.
All right, bet.
So no confusion. Conditions for the battle of Jiren versus the Gladiator. You want to pick the venue? I'll do the battle conditions, or you want me to do the venue? That's a hard one for these two, because you can't have them fighting like somewhere where they'll destroy a planet.
Yeah, they're both easily planet breakers.
I got it. You want to know what we do? You know what we do when we have these world breaker characters? One of my favorite things to do with them: stick them in the vibranium cell.
Hey, I'm with it.
Vibranium cell.
I'm totally with it.
Vibranium cell the size of the Kansas City Chiefs Arrowhead Stadium.
Okay.
So, if they can destroy vibranium by fighting and generating that much energy that destroys it, good luck with that shit.
Yeah, exactly.
But it sounds like it's going to be a pretty durable place to have this battle. What do you think?
All right, I'm with it.
Conditions. Battle is fought. Vibranium cell, the size of a football stadium.
Okay. All right.
Other conditions. Powers and abilities. You know what? I'm glad we're on this because let's knock this out right now because there's been a small...
Because they're both OP.
Yeah, but there's a bit of small confusion as far as weaknesses are concerned with one of these characters, and I want to knock that out. Gladiator, throughout comics history, has had kind of a kryptonite weakness as it relates to his confidence.
Okay.
As he gains or loses confidence in a battle, it reflects his ability to output power or strength or whatever. So he weakens as his resolve and his I don't know what's a good word for it, testosterone or his view of himself. If he starts to think down on himself, he'll start to get weaker. Now, this was a weakness that he carried throughout most of the Marvel Comics continuity, from what I know.
Okay.
And do not quote me on this, but I'm almost positive. And again, I want to, and down below in the comments, I want to hear your guys'
thumbs.
Use your thumbs.
Thumbs.
I want to hear you guys how you feel about this. But from what I understand, that weakness no longer is a factor. Okay. Gladiator does not suffer from that phobia anymore, where his confidence is directly related to his ability to maintain his power level on a fight.
So hold up. You're telling me that one of his weaknesses is literally insecurity?
Yes, Santino. Yes, his kryptonite is insecurity.
So say he has a bad performance in bed with a certain chick from
then
the
yes,
CR
he can't give her the super D. Why is that important right now? Why
and I'm not talking now. And this is just jokes. Like I totally love Gladiator. The first time I saw Gladiator in the X-Men animated series,
we was on a real good path, and now the man got impotency issues.
No.
I tried to get this out of the way.
No. I just want y'all to know that a lot of the jokes that I have for a lot of these characters
this is bullshit.
It's just jokes. But you can't tell me the first time you seen Gladiator in the X-Men animated series and he threw Juggernaut.
Yeah. First of all,
I don't even know how far he threw Juggernaut.
First of all, the first part of that sentence, he threw Juggernaut. That's it.
With ease.
That's it. We're not even gonna. If you know anything about
he said, "Hold my beer," and dropped the mic all in the same time.
Sentence. And he literally threw Juggernaut. Throwing Juggernaut alone, I don't know. I just can't even. I can't really equate that. You have to understand what that means. So, if you don't, then whatever. But at the same time, yes, Gladiator does not have that weakness as far as his confidence is concerned anymore. So this is him at his regular full, whatever he is, canon abilities. All abilities are included. Everything. We have to for these two characters because the simple fact is we don't know how powerful Jiren is. And from what I understand, he's been like showing up in the Dragon Ball verse, smacking around Goku and like some of their top players. Like he's really been kind of
he was smacking around some of his top some of the top players, and then he took a moment to just like sit back and was like, nah, y'all ain't doing nothing for me, so I'm gonna just sit back and meditate.
So he fought them and then
he fought them and then fell back, and then he let
the Goonies get him.
Yeah, straight up. Disrespectful.
That's disrespectful. He didn't even feel the need to engage you people.
Yeah, straight up.
That's terrible.
But
so keep that in mind going into this fight. That's impressive. And I don't know much about a lot of the Dragon Ball Z characters outside of like most of the Z fighters. I'm very well versed on most of them. But outside of that, I don't really know a lot. Of course, I know Cell, the androids, Majin Buu, and a couple of other guys. But I'm not very familiar with some of these other characters I've seen. As like a cat guy. And somebody literally looks like a Siamese cat. And, Beerus. He's a god or something.
He's a god of destruction.
Okay, so there's some other characters that I don't really know much about who I've seen were very powerful. If this dude's showing up like smacking around Goku, I don't know what else to say because that's everything.
He doesn't even watch Dragon Ball.
No, I don't follow it.
So like, all right, so Jiren is if not equivalent, he is above a god of destruction. Like he's like feared amongst the gods of destructions, amongst all the universes.
Okay.
He is the strongest being in his universe.
Okay.
In his universe.
Yeah, but so was Frieza, and so was Vegeta, and so was
No, not even because
Cell.
Nah. It's totally.
No, I mean, but what I mean is that these usually, from what I've seen in the Dragon Ball continuity, that's pretty much the story.
Well, yeah, there's always
this ridiculously powerful foe comes
to
challenge him from some other place, and he's the top dude in that area, and he's coming to get Goku.
But as far as Universe 11, and think about it, it's a universe, not just a planet.
Like right?
He is the strongest being in that universe.
So like the Hulk or Superman.
Yeah, bro. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
so that's the level we're talking of as far as. And Jiren, from what we can understand, is kind of like he said, he's not even interested in some of these more powerful characters in this continuity. So obviously Goku's gonna have to sprout some new ability to be able to beat this guy.
And the only way this man is moving is if you formidable. Like, yo, if you can match wits with me, I might move. No. He's not even, like, cause from what I've gathered, his personality is like as far as
he's a big bully.
No, he's not a bully.
He is a big bully. He comes around smacking around Krillin. He got it because he's little and he's got a bald head. I got a bald head too.
Jiren is a quiet killer, because if anybody has watched Dragon Ball Super, you know we ain't hear a damn thing out of Jiren.
Like, I never heard of
until like the episodes were in like the hundreds.
Like until Santino like was, I don't know, some fight scene happened. This was weeks ago.
Yo, it was the fight scene between Ultra Instinct Goku when he mastered it and Jiren.
And let me kind of get you guys to understand how excited he was when he called me about this, because I don't even watch this show. I don't care about most of these people.
Call me a fanboy. I don't care.
He called me up. He's like, yo, you got to see this fight. And I'm like, why? And he's like, you got to see it. I said, okay, cool. So he shows it to me, and I'm like, dang. Like, because any anime fight, I don't care if you're following the anime or not. If you're watching an anime epic battle, 9 out of 10 times you're going to be into it, because it's just crazy. And this one, check it out. I'm not even going to get into some of this stuff, but I've seen people deflect Kamehamehas. I've never seen anybody run up one. Kamehamehas, whatever you call them. I've never seen anyone.
Oh, you talking? No. The one what he's talking about is something else. I showed him. I'm just talking about how the fight. Yeah.
Like it gets.
What he's talking about right now is the Kefla, the Ultra Instinct Kamehameha.
Yeah, Ultra Instinct. That's what it was.
That he put on Kefla. But that's a totally different story.
Yeah, y'all want to check that out?
Y'all definitly want to check that out.
We'll drop it. We'll drop it in
the comment section. We'll drop it in the comment section. We'll drop it in the comment. I'll find the video and post the whole fight scene if you
check it out. You'll love it.
Yeah, it's epic. If you love Dragon Ball Z, you'll
But Jiren, Gladiator. It's going down. You asked me my thoughts on this fight. Listen, I'm gonna say no. You're good. No, I'm glad we got into that conversation. I don't know much about these characters, so I'm glad we got a chance to get into that, touch that. But Gladiator, for my money, you're talking about one of the more underrated characters in the Marvel universe, especially being that he's from in outer space and only pops up in the different storylines or whatever else have you. But Gladiator is just I don't know the correct word to kind of relegate him, but he's very powerful, and I called him the Blue Superman because like Silver Age Superman is kind of like the level Gladiator is on. He's ridiculously powerful, so much so that you don't realize how much until a character like Thor shows up. I remember Eric Masterson met him in space one time. Eric Masterson Thor, and they fought, and like it was embarrassing. It was embarrassing. Now listen, this is the mighty god of thunder.
Right.
Like, and he like really went into Gladiator, and Gladiator was like, he was like disinterested in the fight. Like he wasn't even really engaging him. It was like right either before Infinity War or right after Infinity War, but they had matched up. It was long blonde Thor with that metal helmet that had the eye slits in it.
Got you.
Big beard, big blonde beard.
I got you.
And he fought he had the regular hammer, the regular Mjolnir, and he was fighting Gladiator. He showed up, and it was like I forgot how the fight started, but they just started fighting, and to see Thor get thrashed by a guy, like any guy, like Juggernaut, okay, that's acceptable. Hulk, that's acceptable, but you don't think like a villain well, he's not really a villain, but like you consider a space goon or whatever you want to call him. You would consider Thor show up. This is Thor. He's gonna show up. And he's gonna throw the hammer. He has to be in it, and it was in. Check that. I forget the name of the Galactic Storm. It might have been Galactic Storm. I forget the name of the storyline. I'm sure my Marvel heads know what I'm talking about. Check that fight out, and you'll kind of understand the scope of how powerful Gladiator is, because he literally threw Thor around. Like, it was embarrassing. The fight was embarrassing. So check it out. You'll understand what I'm saying. But Gladiator, very powerful guy. So Jiren, as I equate Dragon Ball Z characters, is like this, because I don't know much about them. I consider anybody who can tussle with Goku or Vegeta, or obviously any one of those more powerful characters, Frieza, Majin Buu, Cell. If you can tussle and fight like Piccolo, it's obviously one of the more powerful characters. So I put them on different levels than like Tien or Krillin or Yamcha. I don't look at those guys as being...
We don't even talk about Yamcha.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't talk about Yamcha.
Like, we're not even going to get into how less powerful these characters are. But at the same time, what I'm saying is when you're in that top of echelon with Goku, this is a character who Goku is having, from what I saw, some very serious trouble even, like, matching with, like, getting up as powerful. So this character, to my knowledge, at this point in the Dragon Ball Z continuity, is more powerful than Goku and Vegeta. So if that gives you any kind of perspective or view on what kind of fight this is going to be, like, I'm thinking this might go the distance, and it's hard for me to pick. You'll see my vote in the comments below.
Comment section. Thumbs.
But for my money, this goes the distance, and it's anybody's game.
Man, I feel like this shit can come to a standstill.
It just might. Who knows? The votes might be even.
Like when you presented to me, I really had to think about it.
Because at first we were gonna do Jiren versus Thanos. Yeah. With 2 of the power gems. With 2 with Infinity Gems, and then we decided we were gonna save Thanos the closest to when the movie came out. Yeah. So we decided to throw another character that I thought would give Thanos pause, and Gladiator was the first one. I thought, because I thought, like, of all the space beings that show up, Thanos isn't really gonna. Thanos kind of scoffs at the Avengers, like they're jokes to him. Like, you'll see how powerful Thanos is in the next movie, I'm sure. But if you haven't read the Infinity Gauntlet and Infinity War books, then you'll start to get an idea of how powerful Thanos really is. And when I say he's powerful, I'm talking about without the Infinity Gems, he's really not, like, he's not afraid of the Avengers. Like, they're kids, they're like jokes to him.
I'm gonna call
it. He doesn't look at it like.
I'm gonna call it right now. As soon as Infinity War drops, there's gonna be a Thanos bandwagon, like a huge.
Of course there is. Of course there is, because there's gonna be like, oh.
If they give him justice, if they give him the justice that he rightfully deserves,
they're gonna have to. When he shows up, I mean, you've seen some of the trailers knocking Iron Man on his ass, kind of. It looked like Thor was being tortured.
Yeah.
Like
I don't even want to get into it because it's totally sidebar. Another thing I want to talk about the Jiren versus Gladiator thing. Personalities. All right. They both kind of have cocky personalities, but as far as the aggressiveness. Where do you think
Gladiator? His whole makeup, as far as his battle style, and of course one of his weaknesses and how he became strong and how that got retconned is because he had to overcome that. He's a walking testosterone feast. Like, the dude, that's what he does. He shows up and he's got to be better. He doesn't just have to beat you.
Yeah.
He has to be better than you.
Yeah.
Like, fighting you and defeating you isn't enough for Gladiator. Gladiator, the name says it all. Gotcha. He's not there to just beat you. He has to destroy you. So if you're talking about which one of them is going to show up on it, like, ready to go in, I'm going with Gladiator, because it sounds like Jiren's more of a sport. Like, he's more of a sportsman. Like, he's looking for a real challenge, so therefore he has like a more of a disciplined kind of mindset. Where Gladiator just wants to rip shit up. And yes, Gladiator is actually a very elegant character. How he's written, he speaks very elegantly, and he's not like some rage monster. But when it comes to a fight,
that's more or less what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
and reason being why I asked that is because I was looking at some of the personality traits as far as like Jiren in battle. And they said he's really cool, calm, and collective, and he kind of lets the aggressor
then this do fight might go. This fight might go his way.
That's what I'm saying.
Thinking about it that way, Gladiator is gonna throw everything and the kitchen sink at him, and if he's the type of character that sits back and can take that kind of punishment, the thing is this: I don't know how much output Gladiator can put out to harm a character who kind of scoffs at Goku. So that's an accomplishment itself. Let us know.
Yeah, exactly.
In the comments below. I'm a poet and didn't know it. Use your thumbs, please. Just use your thumbs. Just use one thumb. If you can't use it, if you have your hand doing something else, then you just have one thumb.
And please, if you have any valid facts or anything like that we may not have mentioned.
Notice the man said valid facts.
Yeah.
None of his Superman, Goku versus shit.
If you have valid facts and can back it up and everything like that, comment in the comment section and let us know. You know what I mean? Cure our ignorance.
Please,
if we have any. Yes, definitely. introduce us to things that we may have not known, because I've watched the Dragon Ball Super anime, but I have not read the manga, so I don't know how that totally differs. You know what I mean, from the two. You know what I mean? Compared. You know what I mean?
We will find out tonight.
We will find out tonight. So definitely let us know. Definitely let us know.
Who dares wins?
Who dares wins?
Jiren. Gladiator. Jiren. Gladiator.
Gladiator.
It's going down.
Where's it going down?
Vibranium cell.
Vibranium cell, the size of what?
A football field.
A football field. What football field? You said the Kansas City what?
Arrowhead Stadium.
Arrowhead Stadium.
Arrowhead.
There you go.
Great tailgates. Get some.
Vote. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you think.
Peace.
Peace out.
Look up for the next battle.
Easy.
We're not gonna tell you who's gonna be in it.
Stay tuned.
Like that.
Stay tuned. We'll be back.
So
we'll be back. You ain't gotta miss us for long.